Hello, listeners. My name is Charles Scott, Sr., and we are here again today, and this is my son.
Charles Scott Jr. How you guys doing today?
Good. We're here to give you some informative information. The name of the program is called Can We Talk? We come to you on a weekly basis, and today we're going to talk about, or actually carry on from where we've been talking about. We had a series on what to do and how to improve your house to make it more qualify for increased price.
Yes.
Give you some, inexpensive tips though, and give you an idea of some of the things that you as a person can do without breaking the bank.
Yes, that's always important. We want to save people money out here, definitely, especially in the upcoming recession we have coming up. There's
a lot of things that are changing. Every week we say there's change, but we're in the real estate market. Actually, I'm the broker for Tri-State Realty. Charles is also co-broker. Just to tell you a little bit about ourselves, in case you never tuned in before, because from what I understand, we're getting a lot of new listeners.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of new listeners out there, a lot of new viewers.
A lot of new viewers, so maybe we should give you a little background of what we do. We're real estate brokers, and we are mostly information. We give people a lot of information.
Yes.
Tell them how they can help sell their home, or if you're looking to buy a home, we give you a lot of creative information about that also. We've been in the marketplace in the business for over 37 years, or at least I have. I mean,
oh, yeah,
I know you haven't.
Yeah, a good 10, maybe 12 in me.
But we're able to give you some insight as to what's happening. We don't have a crystal ball, but a lot of times history repeats itself. And for some of the things that have happened in the past, we can give you an idea of what's going to happen. And also, a lot of this is based upon the current market conditions, which are rapidly changing.
Changing every day, as we see. And the thing is, as you see what me and my father were saying, we're looking at this every day. So make sure you subscribe and look at us every week, because what we're going to do is summarize what's going on in the upcoming week. And right now, we have an exciting week coming up this week, because the Federal Reserve is meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday. And when they meet, that means they're going to be discussing interest rate hikes, as they call them. Mm-hmm. And people say, people get scared when they hear about interest rates, but they shouldn't, because with the interest rates going up, that's going to help us get a control on inflation. Because inflation, as people can see, is been out of control lately. This whole year, gas prices from grocery and where else? And the home prices.
Not only there, that's about everything.
Yeah,
just about everything. So you may make $1 more in your pay, and the items you buy may go up by $2.
Right. We're seeing that every day.
So even though you make more money in your pay, because the cost goes up, it makes it look like you really didn't make too much more money.
Very true.
There's good inflation, and I guess you could say bad inflation. So if you own a home and the price of the home has gone up because of the inflation, then I guess you're in a good position.
What do we see in that article we saw last month? Some people's homes are out-earning them. They may be making $100,000 a year, $50,000. Their house went up 120. And you're like, oh my goodness.
Well, I always said that to people when people were looking to buy a house. And they'd always come up and they'd say, well, I'm saving my money up to buy a house. I'm going to be saving. And I say to them, well, look, how much have you saved so far? And they might say, oh, I saved $10,000. And I'd say, well, what are you looking to do? If you right now, you should be jumping into the market. You should be buying a house. And then I bring out the pad and the pencil, and I'd say, okay, in the next 5 years, if you save up another $5,000 or whatever, that's $5,000. But what if you buy the house now, and the house goes up by $40,000?
There you go.
So now you look at it that way. Maybe you didn't put down as much as you wanted to put down, but you have enough to put down just to get started.
And with that, they build equity.
And now you're going to build equity.
Because if not, she will be renting all those years and going right to the landlord.
Right. And what's better? At the end of 5 years, when you move out with your landlord and you move out and he shakes your hand, or 5 years later after you bought the house, you have let's say you decided to just sell the house. Now you got $50,000 in your pocket.
Exactly.
So you got 0 versus 50,000. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
And what I was going to say, what you're saying is what people are doing is they're delaying the home purchase when they should just jump in the market, because there's never going to be an exact perfect time.
Right.
it's got to be what was the perfect time for you.
And speaking on that, like one of the things that we were just discussing on the way here was that when is the perfect time? There really is not a perfect time because you need to just jump into the market, because what's happening is that even though we have inflation, even though we have interest rates going up, there's still a good time for buying and selling. And you might ask, well, how can it be a good time for both people? Usually most people look at a buying and selling as somebody wins and somebody loses.
Yes, they always look at it that way.
But in the real estate market and in any deal, we always say it's not a good deal unless both people benefit.
Yes.
Both people benefit. And we're at a point right now where, yes, both sides can still benefit. Why?
Very true.
Well, if you're selling the house, naturally you're going to benefit because you can hopefully make a profit and you're going to make some money. And that's one of the main reasons why people sell. But on the other side, if you're buying, look at it, the alternative to not buying. You're paying high rent.
Yes.
So either way, if you don't buy, the rent's going up, and so you're losing there. And if you buy, you're saving money because naturally you're not paying all that rent. And if the seller sells you the house, the seller benefits because the seller is able to make a profit and then go out and buy another property.
Exactly.
So both sides are winning. And right now is a good time. Now is the perfect time to buy. Now is a good time to sell. Why can the seller still sell? And because what's happening is even though prices have gone up, there's still a shortage of inventory.
Very true. As we know, we're in Fairfield County.
Tell them a little bit about that.
Yes. Right now, being in Fairfield County, we're wedged between New York, we have Massachusetts. We're seeing an influx, as we know, New Yorkers coming in the past 2 years. And those people are coming in, they're buying up a lot of the houses, and they're qualified. They're qualified to buy these properties, some paying even cash. And what that is doing is kind of putting a little bit of a squeeze on, let's say, the first-time home buyer. But good news with these interest rates. People see doom and gloom on the TV, interest rates going up. But with interest rates going up, we're going to be seeing less competition on the home buying front for the first-time home buyers. So that's going to be very good news for them.
And here's another benefit. Like I said, it's not a good deal unless everybody benefits. Like you just said, a lot of people coming in from New York. So I can hear the audience out there now. Yeah, it's those New Yorkers coming in, buying up the houses. That's why I can't buy one. Well, guess what? I got a winner for you also. Today's your lucky day. The state of Connecticut has announced, and they had a big news conference. They're giving up to $25,000 for people for down payment assistance and to help them buy a house, and also up to $50,000 if it's in areas where the prices have gone up quite a bit. So guess what though? In order to be able to qualify for the program, you must have lived in Connecticut for 3 years, the last 3 years.
Yes, that's an advantage that some people in Connecticut will have.
So there you go. There's something in it for you also. So the people from New York or people that are coming in from out of town, they do not qualify for that program. You have to have been a Connecticut resident for the last 3 years, and they can check from the post office address, they can check from your tax returns. So this is an advantage for if you live in the state of Connecticut, you're looking to purchase a home, depending upon the qualifications, your income, or whatever other qualifications there are. This is $25,000 to help you buy a house. So as I was just saying there, people come in, you don't.
I was going to say, people can Google for this. It's called Time to Own.
Time to Own.
Time to Own, recently launched program here in Connecticut for Connecticut residents. Search it on Google and you'll see it come up, and then basically you'll see the parameters.
Right, Time to Own.
Time to Own.
And that sort of coincides with what I just said. When's a good time to buy? When's a good time to own? The people that say, well, I'm going to wait. Well, the state of Connecticut just said it's a time to own.
Time to Own. You see the name of the program.
And they're putting their money behind it. So this is a program, as you said, they can Google the program, and you can download the application, and you can see all of the details if you want to get out there and purchase that home. And you can enjoy the appreciation of property and the benefits. So there's, like I said, that's where everybody wins. It's a
Exactly.
win-win situation.
So as you see, this upcoming week, we have the Federal Reserve meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's a big one.
That's going to be a big week. We have an exciting week coming up. And you'll see if our broadcast next Monday, we'll have the results of those meetings.
That's right. That's a big one. What's happening is the Federal Reserve, they meet just about every quarter? Every quarter. And they set the interest rates. So we're all anticipating to see. Well, we've already got an idea that they're going to go up.
Yes.
The secret is how far up.
How far are they going to go up?
They don't tell us that.
Nope,
And they
that's
don't
the secret.
actually tell us that they're even going to go up. But let's put it this way: what they've been doing is trying to lower the inflation. We know
Yes,
inflation's
they got to
going
put a cap
up.
on the inflation.
So therefore, I'd be surprised if they did not increase it. But we don't know how much of
We don't know how much.
We don't know how much of an
But
increase.
as you see, the market is expecting a large increase. Just as you can see, what was that number? 9.1 inflation rate we had 2 weeks ago, which is pretty high compared to the last 40 years.
That's exactly it. Now, you know, it's like, what is it, Newton's law of gravity?
Yes, what must goes up
comes down.
must come down.
Eventually things go up, and then they come down, and then they go up, and then there's a cycle.
Yes.
So the other side of looking at the interest rates is that, you know, I always say it's not a good deal unless both sides win. How about all of the people that are retired, that are living on their CDs,
Yes.
living on their interest rates? What about people that have invested their money and the interest rate helps subsidize their Social Security and helps give them money? Well, with low interest rates, they don't make that much money. They're barely surviving. When the interest rates go up, well, that means that every month they're going to get more money.
Exactly.
Just like I was just reading, if you're on Social Security, you can probably expect the largest increase that you've had in many, many years starting next year,
Yes.
because the cost of living index is going to go up. And what's going to happen is, because inflation kicked in, they're going to give you more money to
Very
to
true.
be able to survive. So, as I said, some people benefit, and it's not a good deal unless
Both sides win.
both sides win. So.
Now, to continue our course as far as fixing your house up, because as you know, some of our viewers already are homeowners.
Right.
And they may say, well, I have a house, I'm not moving, but maybe I am. What could I do to make some more equity appear in my house? So in the past couple episodes, we covered the bathroom, living room, kitchen. Now we're going to focus on what some people may neglect, is the basement. You may say, what can I do to spruce up my basement? Let's talk about the Battleship Gray.
Oh.
Yes. So what people do is they go in the basement. Let's say you have a concrete floor. Yes, it may look gray. It's been like that way since you moved in, but you never know what a new coat of paint will do to a new room, an old room. So what you want to do is go to Home Depot, get what they call Battleship Gray.
Or any paint store.
Any paint store, yeah.
No preference.
Yeah, right. But yeah, you go to your local paint store, get a Battleship Gray. It's more of like a flat gray. Don't get a glossy gray that reflects that. You want like a flat Battleship Gray paint, and paint the entire floor that color. Clear everything out, even around the hot water heater and your furnace. You want to make sure everything's gray. You're going to see it's going to give that room a new life.
Makes it look like, remember the house that we sold where the lady, she actually painted the floor but put the glitter in the paint. That you can buy a
yes.
little package of glitter and you have it mixed in with your paint.
Yes.
And when the basement floor was painted, from the photo, it looked like carpet.
Yeah, it did. It looked really good.
It was really, I mean, that was a unique.
Very eye-catching.
Very eye-catching, because you take away from the doom and gloom of
the basement.
dreary-looking basement, and it brightened the basement right up. You know, the other thing is that you can, just for a quick fix, you can buy one of those little spray guns. They cost like $99, and you put the paint in there, and you can spray the walls and the ceilings. This is if you're really not going to fix up the basement that much.
Yes.
This is we're on the budget
We're
economy.
on a budget, bare bones.
We're on the budget economy fix up. What's it do? Well, instead of having a dreary-looking basement, it add thousands and thousands of dollars to your selling price, and it just brightens up your whole basement by doing that. Now, if you're going any further than that, we always tell people to get a what?
What's that?
Permit.
Very, very true. You have to get permits when you do work. Big work, not just painting your basement. That's
Paint
simple.
anybody.
But if you're going to change the structure of your basement or add a new entry into your basement, make sure you pull a permit.
Or any electrical or plumbing
Yes.
work. Just remember, if you're doing electrical work and you're putting outlets down in the basement, you have to get a permit because now you're running wires off of your electric box and you're drilling holes, you're putting in lighting fixtures and running wires throughout the basement. This requires an electrical permit. Now, when you say, well, how much work, I would say with just about any electrical work that you are doing, and you also use a licensed electrician.
Yes, I was about to go into that. I would say, basically, when you hire somebody, I mean, let's say everyone knows somebody that may be a handyman. He may tell you, we don't need permits. Have him double check. You want to make sure you pull permits, not just for the safety aspect of it, but also for when you go to sell the house. You may have an appraiser that comes and looks at the new changes. And they'll say, hey, were permits pulled? And that'll delay your sale or maybe even break your sale.
Not only that, I'll give you a good example. This happened, last week? What happens is that about 2-3 weeks ago, the gentleman was selling the house and he had someone doing some electrical work and putting lights up in the house. And I
Yes.
said to him, are you sure that they're grounding those wires? Oh, yes, you know, the person, he's a licensed
licensed.
electrician, and this is his worker. Well, I'm saying make sure the worker knows what he's doing. Oh, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. The person who he works for has a license. I'm saying, but does the worker have a license?
Yeah, worker might be taking shortcuts.
So sure enough, put all the lights up, everything is installed, but now the buyer